So, I have been very lucky to have my hands on this since December, the all-new DJI Avata 360, and I have been using it for everything from capturing epic landscapes in Madeira to chasing drift cars and more. Now, in this video, I'm going to give you more of an overview of this drone, my experiences using it, flying it, some of the things I like, and show you some extended footage, rather than go into the individual specs, as it is still pre-launch. However, I do have an intensive review of the DJI Avata 360 with all those specs, features, pros and cons, and a full breakdown coming in a couple of weeks. So if you aren't subscribed, make sure to click that subscribe button now, and when you're down there, be sure to check the notification bell. Now, just looking at this drone, let's quickly look at the Cinewhoop design, which when put next to the older Avata 2, you can see is quite a bit bigger when it comes to width and height. And we have 4 blade props now instead of 3, which does help with the noise level slightly. However, as expected, this is still a loud drone. These are also protected by the full propeller guards, so should you bump into anything as you fly, it is much less likely to cause damage. It is slightly slimmer though than its predecessor, and this is in part thanks to the much slimmer batteries. Apart from this bump or module on the front, and this is actually what makes this drone so unique, is this houses the 360 camera, but it does have a trick up its sleeve, and that is the fact this module can actually rotate. And this has to be one of the coolest features of this drone, essentially making it a 2-in-1. And it's a pretty ingenious design solution. So, when the drone is in the air, as you would expect, there are 2 360 cameras top and bottom, and we will talk more about the sensor size, resolutions, etc. in the full review. However, you should be able to see from the lens size it's not small. But essentially, these allow the drone to capture that 360 image, and you will be seeing examples of its output throughout this video, with most of the examples being color graded. And generally, I'm quite impressed with the image quality. However, should you want to capture more traditional single lens footage, you can actually change into a single lens mode using the controller, and the module now rotates around to have a single forward facing camera only. And now it flies much more like a standard FPV drone, which can be handy if you want clips you can use straight from the storage without having to edit or keyframe them. Now this also happens automatically when landing or taking off, as the bottom has these rubber feet or pads protecting that protruding bottom 360 camera from getting damaged should you be landing on rougher surfaces. And then once you take off again, it will automatically switch back to the 360 mode in the air. Now it's also worth mentioning, if you haven't realised already, the drone actually gets removed from the video. So when you're flying it with the goggles, you can actually look down through the drone as if it's not even there, or when you're editing the footage, you can look in any direction and you won't see the drone. Now, when it comes to editing the footage, you use the same DJI Studio software that is used for the Osmo 360, giving you the ability to change perspectives, set keyframes, or use tracking. But what are the main benefits of being able to capture 360 drone footage? Well, the first is that, as mentioned, if you're flying with the goggles, and we'll talk more about the controller options shortly, you can look around in all directions as you fly using head tracking. But this doesn't change the orientation of the drone, as you're simply looking around that 360 image. So, for example, you can fly forwards alongside a car while looking down towards it, for example. Secondly, it makes flying super easy. You don't have to worry so much about framing as you're capturing footage. With a traditional drone, if the subject you're capturing drifts off center or off the edge of the frame, you have to stop, reset and capture the shot again. However, with a 360 drone, in the editor, you can simply just reframe the footage, keeping that subject centered. It's basically foolproof. And lastly, you can create multiple perspectives from one shot. Using that 360 image, you can create a forwards, backwards, or even a top-down facing clip by simply moving the perspective around inside DJI Studio, giving you lots of flexibility, and these can be exported in multiple aspect ratios for horizontal or vertical platforms. The best part is, however, that using animated keyframes, you can turn a simple drone flight into one that has impressive dynamic movements, normally only achievable using advanced piloting skills and specialist FPV drones. Now, there are also some really exciting modes and features built into the Avata 360 that aid and assist in capturing smooth shots in 360 mode when flying, and I'll be able to show you more about them and how they work in the full review. There are also intelligent tracking modes, allowing the drone to follow you or subjects automatically, and this is helped by the fact you can fly this drone with the RC2 controller, and this is much easier to hide in your pocket, attach to a bike, or hide from the shot, making it ideal for solo creators. Now, without going into the specs, because again at this point I can't, if you look at the front and bottom of this drone, you will see some obstacle avoidance sensors, which if you are familiar with other DJI drones, you'll know exactly what these are and how these work. And when you know the drone will stop itself or fly around obstacles automatically, this gives you peace of mind, not only flying in tighter spaces, but for me, it gave me much more confidence to get closer to subjects as I filmed them. When I was chasing drift cars with this drone, I was able to get it super close without ever having to worry about the drone, as the obstacle avoidance would stop it if I got too close. Now, you might be thinking, what happens if I crash this drone and damage one of the sensitive lenses? Well, thankfully, there's actually a lens replacement kit available. This is basically essential for a 360 drone, because if you damage one of those sensitive lenses, you don't want to have to send the entire drone back for repair. And this kit gives you everything you need to simply replace a scratched or damaged lens easily. Now, I did actually crash this drone once so far in my testing. I had the sensors turned off, I was trying to get a riskier shot, and it landed directly into sand. Now, when I recovered it, the lens itself was covered in that sand and grit, and honestly, I expected it to be ruined. But after gently cleaning it off, it was completely fine, which really impressed me. These lenses, in my experience, are much more durable than you would expect. But how does this drone handle in the wind? Well, what I can tell you at this point is I have used the Avata 360 in some seriously mountainous windy conditions, and I have been really impressed. Not only did it remain relatively stable in the air, something that honestly we have come to expect from DJI drones, but more importantly, it was also still able to fly at speed, even into a headwind, allowing me to get those fast dynamic clips, even in less than ideal conditions. Now, when it comes to using the Avata 360, what controller options are available? Well, we have a few options. The bundle I got supplied comes with the RC2, which is great. It means you can fly this 360 drone with a traditional style controller, something a lot of people will be happy about, and not need a spotter as would be required with goggles. And honestly, this is the controller I used 90% of the time in testing this drone. For me, I appreciate the capabilities and flexibility of the 360 footage over the immersive experience. However, if you do like to fly for fun or be more immersed in the experience, you can use goggles such as the Goggles N3 or Goggles 3, and if you want an easy way to fly, you can use the Motion Controller 3 or the slightly more advanced FPV Controller 3. Although with my pre-release firmware, be aware this currently does not allow full manual mode. However, the main selling point of a 360 drone is the fact that you don't need to be able to perform those advanced flips or rolls maneuvers. You can simply keyframe the 360 footage to replicate these moves and simulate the output in a much safer and easier way. And when you are flying the drone, one thing I have noticed was no matter if I was up a hike, flying the drone quite far away, or in a forest flying amongst dense tree coverage, or even dropping down over a waterfall, the transmission was always rock solid. No matter how high I had the drone in the air or how dense the obstacles in the area, I haven't really experienced any signal loss or cutouts with this drone yet. But remember, the nice thing about DJI drones is if you do lose connection to it, it will automatically return back home to you. So there you have it, a quick, no spoilers look at the new DJI Avata 360. I'm really keen to hear what your initial impressions of this drone are, so please let me know in the comments down below. And when you're down there, remember to click that subscribe and notification bell button so that you will be alerted when my full intensive review of this drone comes out next week. If in the meantime you want to learn about the best settings to get up and running quickly, and tips and tricks to help you get better looking images and more cinematic footage from your drone, then here are a few videos I personally recommend checking out next, and I'll not keep you back any further. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you over there.